Hey guys, here we are for another video on the Corsair. Today I'm just going to do a rundown of the skill update from the red update. Someone asked in one of the comments for me to do just a rundown of what everything has changed to, so I'll start off with first job and work my way up to hypers and give demonstrations of particular skills and discuss like comparisons and which ones I think are better to use at different times. So in first job, nothing really changes apart from the fact that we get, well, basically a flash jump skill called Octo Push. It looks like this. So, yeah, it's a very fast skill, and then when I've got haste on, it's even faster. So it really helps with getting around the map quickly. So yeah, I'll just buff up anyways. I don't have dojo gloves at the moment, so yeah, I'm just wearing my SE gloves with 15% all stat and 32 attack. Yeah, we'll roll to 3. Okay, so we'll move on to second job. Nothing has really changed here apart from recoil shot. You can do well, you can use it more in the air. So yeah, so if you jump, you can, I think it's up to 3 times, yeah, that you can do it. And I believe they've changed something with wings where you can move more from side to side, which I don't really use that much anyway. And then there's Scurvy summons, which is, well, I think it's glitched at the moment because it makes people DC with the double summon, because I think the main reason behind that is before red update, when you had the summons, you'd summon them on the crew member and they'd stay where you summoned them. So if I summoned it, say, on this platform here, it wouldn't follow me around. So it would just keep pacing backwards and forwards, attacking these mobs here until it expired, and then it would disappear. Now that there's 2 of them, for some reason they teleport after you and follow you around like pets do. So I think that there's something up with that where it causes you to DC. So if I summon them here and they flash jump across the map and then I stop, I'll probably DC from that because they have to catch up. So yeah, I'm not using that in bossing or training at the moment. So yeah, that's really the only changes. You've still got triple fire here, which has been there for a while now. It used to be, well, originally it was a third job skill, but then after we lost Battleship, it became a second job skill. Okay, third job. Again, nothing's really changed, apart from the fact that you don't actually get skill points to max everything. So I do have leftover skill points in fourth job, but I cannot make them flow back into maxing everything here. I didn't max Blunderbuster because this character was already past 200, past the job when the red update happened, so there was no need to max the skill. There are more important skills that I need to max. I know Black Boot Bill, some could say it's probably not worth maxing, but the knockback range is important. If you do use that, I don't tend to knock stuff back, because a lot of the bosses I do can't be KB'd. But yeah, so everything else has really stayed the same. All aboard summons 2 crew members now, and there is a new crew member you can summon, but I think that happens in fourth job, and he throws bombs instead. So he's called Stoner, which is pretty funny. But yeah, everything else has stayed the same. Fourth job, this is where everything varies a little bit. So with Broadside, it's the Battleship, except it's not the Battleship. I'm not sure, it's not like the Battleship from the old one. So we've still got this one as well. It's not like this where you get in and start attacking, so it's not a mount. It's more of a skill effect. So you hold down the key, you get in the ship, and you start firing. The bombs are pretty quick. Every 5th bomb does a KO, or it is 800% damage on bosses with 4 hits and 100% crit rate and 40% mob defense ignore. So it is a good skill, but when you compare it to 8 Legs Eastern, this skill only hits 6 enemies 3 times with a 4th hit every 5th bomb on boss tagged monsters. This hits 8 monsters 4 times, And if you look at the damage output, 649% compared to 325%. So it's not the training skill you use, it's slower. And to do a direct comparison, I'll buff up, use this against one set of mobs, and then I'll buff up and use 8 legs against a set of mobs, and I'll show you how long it takes me to take them out. And this was one of the disappointing sides of Corsair, because I was actually looking forward to getting Battleship back to use it for training, but then, you know, I used it and it's just not the skill you would use to train with. So as you can see there, it's taking a number of hits to take them out. I'll go over, put 8 legs on, and use a similar mob on the other side. Okay, and I go, bam, 2 hit. So yeah, the damage output is much better in 8 legs Eastern. So if you are going to be training a Corsair, do not use Battleship, use 8 legs Eastern. So that's one disappointing factor, but other than that, it's a cool looking ship, but I can't really think what I would use it for, because bosses I would use either this or this if it's Golux, because I need to move around faster. However, I have done Golux with Brain Scrambler as well. It's roughly about the same, except you just have to be more careful about what he's doing. So yeah, other things, still the same effect from Ahoy Mateys with the increase, and yeah, but it's a shame that it DCs at the moment. And yeah, then there's this other skill. So there's a passive effect from this, which gives an 8% chance to activate Quick Draw, which is that. And then there's the actual, you can actually use it as a buff, but then it cools down, which gives you a 30% chance to it increases damage by 30%, and then there's the 8% chance of activating it otherwise. So yeah, it's an alright skill, but with the cooldown and everything, I wouldn't really pay that much attention to it. Alright, so that's all in terms of 4th job. So yeah, no points into that until you you put 1 point into rapid fire, 1 point goes into that, and you can max everything. Okay, hyper skills. The main attacking hyper skills being these 3 have not changed. Ugly Bomb still beats Nautilus ship in terms of ultimates, of course, because it's got a 15-second cooldown compared to a 30-second, and it hits more mobs more times. Epic Adventure still increases damage and damage cap, and Whale's Potion still stacks with HP. They both give a 40% chance to increase a 40% increase on HP. Sorry. Okay, passives still the same. Dex, crit, HP, defense, magic defense, and speed, just for the hell of it. And then we get down here. What they've done is they've taken out 8 legs Eastern and given it all its hypers straight away. So it has the extra percent damage, the extra, I think it has the extra hits, or maybe they left that out. And yeah, so it's changed that way, and they took out the hyper skills for Blunderbuster and probably put it in for Blunderbuster as well. I don't really care about Blunderbuster because it's a useless skill. And instead they've given us hyper skills for Double Down. So I've only picked this one because it gives you a chance of rolling a 7, which is PDR, Defense Ignore, and I am yet to roll a 7. Yeah. So I'm not sure how useful it is, but I haven't bothered to put points into these because I decided that headshot was more important. So I've got the full 20% damage increase, another attack, and the 100% cooldown, so it means that it can be spammed instead of waiting 5 seconds to use it. And then I put the last one in boss damage for rapid fire, because I don't use rapid fire unless it might just be there in case I need to just say like a boss with DR, I'll be able to stop attacking much quicker with rapid fire than with headshot, because if I activate headshot to use, it's a full animation, whereas with rapid fire I can just spam on, spam off sort of thing. So Yeah, so that's really it for the update. It was a good update in a bossing sense, but in a training sense, everything's still the same. During the previous weekend's 2x events, I was averaging about 6% an hour, which is 3% normally without 2x, which is pretty much in line with what I've been doing. Prior to getting a couple of levels, it was 8% an hour on 2x, so it's slowing down. And yeah, so that's the only disappointing side of this. You know, bossing, it's fun using headshot because it's... I'll show you what it does to normal mobs and to boss tagged mobs. So golems are boss tagged mobs. I'll just buff up. With normal mobs, it will one hit them because it hits almost, well, I hit just under cap with it. Oh god. Yeah, so I hit just under cap with it, and it's a good skill. But with these, it hits 5 times. So yeah, I can pretty much two hit them with that. And then I'll go to Time Temple and show you what it looks like on normal ones. It's got a good range to it as well. So yeah. Oh, well, I hit overcap there because I've got Epic Adventure on. So yeah, it's a good skill. Pretty effective and much faster to boss with. So yeah, that is it for the skill updates. As I said, it's disappointing with the training sense because that's what I spend most of my time doing while I do go bossing with the guys. Training is really my thing. So before all this update happened, I said to myself, because I wasn't sure whether I wanted to go back to my Xenon, because people keep saying that with my gear my damage will be much better with the Xenon because of the 3 stats instead of 1, and I wasn't going to jump ship straight away until I'd seen what Red Update was like and given it a chance. Having trained and bossed with it, I say that it's good in a bossing sense, but I'm really disappointed in the training sense that it hasn't improved, because I already had all the hypers into 8 Legs Eastern before Red Update, so it hasn't really changed for me. Yes, I 2-hit them, but I could 2-hit them before. And so I've made the decision that I am leaving the Corsair now. I feel I've gotten it to a good point. 215. I'm not selling any of my gear. I'm not selling the secondary weapons that I have, the 21% attack, 9% dex, or the weapon I just made. It's not like I've wasted time making the weapon. I just wanted to make a perfect Fafnir weapon anyway to see what it's like at my maximum. I've 7-starred or more all my tyrants. I've got 9 stars on this tyrant, I've got 7 on that, and 7 on the belt. I will look to make them all 10 eventually. But yeah, I just figure that I want to be able to do more content, and going Xenon with the weapon I've just made, it'll be a lot better for me and in terms of the content that I'll come out with. So yeah, that's really what the plan is at the moment. And yeah, I'll definitely start doing more. I'm coming out with another series of $20 budget, working on the equips for the Xenon. So the badge, that one, the weapon here, plus the second and third weapons being the controller and the hybrid heart. Plus I'll need to work on either a new Tempest ring or, well, I'll work on the Golux ring first, and I'll probably make a white angelic blessing for it as well, just to cover for a ring slot until I have it all working. And yeah, that's what the plan is at the moment. So there is a farewell video coming out for the Corsair. I know I've jumped off the Corsair a number of times now, but I feel the Xenon is the way to go, and they aren't going to update Corsairs for a while, and it'll just stay the same. So I don't mind. Like, it's not that it's going to take so long to train it. I'm fine with training. If you ask people who are in the guild, I do train for a long time, so the training time isn't an issue. It's just the amount of EXP that I'm getting compared to everyone else. I could be working on something better. So I know it's disappointing to see this character go, but if there is another update, I will cover it again. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.